Let's close our eyes in meditation on the Divine Guru. Dhyanamoolam Guror Murtihi Pujamoolam Guror Charan Mantramoolam Guror Vakyam Bhaktimoolam Gurur Kripa Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. We all wish to drink the nectar of Sri Krishna's beauty. We all wish to drink the sweetness of Krishna's love. And we are following the principles of Raganuga Bhakti as taught by Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj. He has taught the world and continues to teach through his excellent scriptures and thousands of lectures that one can watch from home, on their computer, on their phone. Sri Maharaji has taught the world that we should practice Nishkam Bhakti, selfless devotion. He has taught the wonderful concept of Ananyata, that our love for God, our love should be centered on one form of God while we respect all other forms. He is the one who has emphasized that devotion must be practiced by the mind, otherwise we see no difference. If we do not engage the mind in devotional practice, then we become proud, more proud than we are already. We have learned so much and we continue to learn from the fifth original Jagadguru and his teachings. Today I would like to talk about the importance of discipline in life, which greatly helps our devotional practice. Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj was full of love. He was also very much of a disciplinarian. He himself led a very disciplined life, and he taught us all to lead a disciplined life. He taught us punctuality. He was himself very punctual. He taught us, whether we learned it or not, but he taught us every day through his personal example how we should eat, how much we should eat, at what time we should eat. He taught us discipline in daily life, and I would like to talk about this because it has a direct influence on our devotional practice. Punctuality, let me start with that. We are punctual at certain times, but we don't seem to need punctuality at other times. What do I mean? I mean, if you're catching a flight, you are definitely going to be punctual. You don't think, oh, my flight's at 9 a.m. I'll reach at 8:30, 8:45. You never do that intentionally. You might have slept in. You might have gotten the time wrong. It has happened. But if you know your flight's at 9 o'clock, you'll be there in enough time. You'll be at the airport. You'll have ample time to board the flight because catching the flight is very important to you. It's important to all of us. We all went to school. We went to college, went to university. Some of you are still going to school. Why are you not late for school? Generally, children are not late for school. They are punctual. Am I right? They are punctual because it is important to be punctual. Because we see the importance of being punctual for a flight. We see the importance of being punctual in class. I'll get numbers cut off. I'll get my marks cut off. I will not be able to understand everything that the teacher is teaching or what the professor is teaching. So I'd better be on time. There are so many places where we are punctual, so we're good to go in those areas. But think about where you're not punctual. Think about it. I'll give you a moment. Think about the places where you're not punctual. I'm going to take a good guess. One of these, now you may not be guilty of this, but one of the places where we don't seem to need punctuality, we don't see the need to be punctual, is right here, going to the temple, going to the mandir. Let's say there is a schedule in the temple. The satsang begins at 10 o'clock. Let me take the example of Yugal Kunj. The schedule is here. It's at 10 o'clock, we start the Sunday satsang. And I always do like to tell newcomers that I will not keep you guessing. It's not a wild guess. It says 10 o'clock. In fact, it doesn't even say anything. It's an unspoken schedule that it's not even written anywhere. But you know, everyone knows that it starts at 10 a.m. And yet we delay our arrival. And what happens is that it may not seem to make a difference to you, but what happens is that little by little, we are taking away from our devotion. Because if we are not punctual in a temple, then it means that we are taking away from what we could be learning. And it means that we don't see the importance of being present on time. Why do we not become late for a movie? Oh my goodness, I've got to go to the movie. I'll talk to you later. Why? I don't want to miss anything. See, when we see the importance of it, we're there early. I want to get there early. I want to get a good seat. We follow the discipline. We are punctual. This is something for everyone to think about. Now, if you're thinking, I'm always punctual, this doesn't apply to me, so that's fine. But if it does apply to you, please listen carefully. When we see the importance of being in a place, we are always punctual. But when we don't see the importance, then we are not punctual. Now, you may say, no, that's not true. It's just that I have so much to do. On a Sunday morning? What is there to do? Finish a report for work? No, you don't go to work. Oh, I was studying. No, you were not. There's no school on a Sunday. Actually, I overslept. Why? I went to bed late. Why? Because I don't think it's important to go to the temple on time. 10 बजे शुरू होता है, 11:30 पहुंचेंगे, इसमें कौन सी बड़ी बात है? हाजिरी लगा देंगे, भगवान की आंख में आंख डाल के बोलेंगे हम आ गए हैं यहाँ पे। 11:30 बजे आए लेकिन आ गए, हमारी हाजिरी लगा दीजिए, हमें एब्सेंट मार्क मत कीजिएगा। So whenever we see the importance, we are punctual. And also, discipline in other areas is so important for us, but we don't realize it. We notice that when people go to church, they're not allowed to speak. They don't talk in the church. So I thought, if people can be quiet in a church, why can't they be quiet? Why can't we be quiet in Yugal Kunj? And there was such backlash. Oh, Didi, do you think that you can impose this discipline that even Maharaji tried and he failed? Such comments were passed. Do you think that people can be quiet? My answer was yes, absolutely, we can be quiet. If any one of you sitting here, if anyone who's not here, any one of us, if we go to a church, how many of you have been to a church? Can you raise your hand? Am I right? Everybody's quiet inside? Yes? And you were also quiet. We were quiet. So now, what we get over here is in every satsang, a reminder is given. Please, a gentle reminder, this is a quiet place, no talking. Invariably, someone comes up. कैसी हैं आप? हाँ, राधे राधे, प्रणाम आपको. यानी प्रणाम करेंगे लेकिन आपका कहना नहीं मानेंगे. This amazes me that a person is willing to do pranam, which embarrasses me to great lengths actually. It embarrasses me when people touch my feet, but I'm thinking, you will touch my feet, that means you respect me so much, but you will not listen to me, you will not obey, you will not follow this discipline that I thought would help. So, when we don't follow the discipline, and again, I'm not talking about any of you, I'm talking about those who didn't make it today. So please don't take offense. But, if the shoe fits, please do wear it, because it's helpful. So discipline is very important for us. One lady, she saw two ladies speaking in the back, and she said, "Baatein mat kijiye." And then she had a regular conversation with me. And I said, "Aap to mere se baatein kar rahi hain." "Oh, sorry, main bhul gayi." It's not that we forget, it's that we don't see the importance. I don't think it's important. I don't think it's important to stay quiet. I don't agree with your rule. That's what it is. I don't agree with this rule that satsang should begin at 10 a.m. I don't believe in the rule that you've set that there should be quiet and silence in this hall. I don't like this rule, so I'm going to brazenly break the rule. But it hinders our spiritual progress, because if we are not following the discipline, small little disciplines, then how are we going to follow the big discipline like do Roop Dhyan? Roop Dhyan karo. How will we follow that discipline? Be detached from the world. Don't have love for the world, don't hate the world. Be neutral towards the world. How will we follow those big disciplines if we can't follow small disciplines? Even regular people, if I'm not looking, they will talk in here. But we forget that God is always looking, Guru is always looking. Or if children are talking in here, and I have said many times, please, even if no satsang is going on, if you come here, don't talk. If children, they need to be reminded every so often. If children are here and creating a racket, just behaving like they should play, they should be in a playground, then all the efforts go to waste. All the efforts that I make to just follow some discipline in here, it just goes to waste. Then I ask the grown-ups, you didn't stop them. I'm sorry. That's not good. Help me out. This is your temple too. It's mine, it's yours. Let's have some discipline over here. I think it's shameful. Every time I go to a mandir and then there is like a vegetable market there, the pandit is doing puja, everyone is talking. Do we want that kind of a temple? I don't want that for any temple, not just for Yugal Kunj. I have told so many executive members of so many temples from America to Malaysia and beyond, please do something so that people don't talk. And they say, oh, they won't listen to us. Oh, they won't come back. And we want numbers. We want them to come back. So, but discipline is so important. If we can't be disciplined in the house of God, where are we going to be disciplined? And then classic is if I say something, oh, sorry, with a smile, sorry with a smile, and there's no feeling within. Now there's so many. Let me go to the coat rack area, shoe area. How many pairs of shoes do you think will fit in there? And it goes from floor to ceiling, right? And most people are tall enough to reach at least the 6th, 7th shelf, but so many shoes are outside because it's convenient for us. It is convenient for me, so I will not follow the rule and I will just ignore all the shelf space. No, it's not that. It's just that I have to wash my hands if I put my shoes up there. Okay, there is a sink there is soap, there are paper towels there. So every arrangement has been made. Every arrangement has been made so that the discipline may be maintained. But what we are really saying is, I don't believe in this discipline. I don't believe in it. I will do what is convenient for me. Never mind what you think, never mind what you say. We will touch your feet and we will say, what a wonderful lecture it was. It was great. We will clap, but we will not listen to you, okay? And I'm not talking about myself. Even Jagat Guru was ignored. Even Sri Maharaj Ji, Guru of Gurus, he said so many things to us. He said, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. And we kept on talking. What did he do? He gave up eating. He said, I can't punish you, I'll punish myself. We cried about it. We said, oh, that's so sad, my Guru's not eating. But we did not give up talking. So we have to think about this. We're on the spiritual path. We should be very disciplined. We should be very, very disciplined. We should not allow the mind to take over. We are trying to control our mind, right? It's all about the mind. मन से ही तो सब कुछ होगा, मन से भक्ति करनी है. और हम जानते हैं, हमने सुना है बहुत बार कि मन को ही कंट्रोल में लाना है, मन को ही वश में लाना है. तो कैसे लाएंगे? हम भक्ति करेंगे, साधना करेंगे, आंसू बहाएंगे, लेकिन छोटे छोटे नियम नहीं, उनका पालन नहीं करेंगे. We should scold our mind. Follow the discipline. Follow it. I'm too tired on a Sunday morning. No, if you tell your mind you're tired, then you are tired. If you tell your mind, let's go, it's exciting, going to the temple, let's go, the mind goes, okay then, let's go. For one brief second, the mind will say, I don't want to get up. Don't wake me up. No, I don't want to get up. I hate the alarm clock. I hate the phone, because the alarm clock is obsolete now. It's just the phone. You want to throw your phone at that time. But you don't do it because the phone is very dear. So you don't do it. But for a split second, the mind says, I want to sleep. But after that, when you get up, it's everyone's experience, not just mine. Then the mind says, okay then, let's go. Let's go. And every time you make it on time to the temple, you have succeeded. You have attained a victory over your mind. Do you realize that? You have gained victory. You have won over your mind, and that is very good because it will encourage you to gain another victory over the mind, and then another, then another. And if you just let it slide, no, let me listen to my mind, let me just sleep, then what happens? You have harmed your spiritual progress and material progress also without even realizing it, without noticing it, because you don't notice it right away. You notice it when too much damage has been done already. The mind is a very tricky thing. The mind has to be disciplined. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Bhagwan Shri Krishna says to Arjun, and thereby to all of us, practice controlling the mind. Practice. Abhyas. Practice. And this is the practice. Practice is what I'm talking about. You don't have to practice being punctual going to the airport. You're already there. You understand the importance. But think about it and realize where you need to make a progress. And then work on that. Okay, so I'm pretty late going to satsang. Let's say that's your problem. Then work on it. Is it important for me to go to the temple? Use your buddhi, use your intellect. Mind is the one that thinks, but buddhi is the one that decides. So think about it. The mind says, I want to be, it's okay to be late. It's okay to reach the temple at 11:30. But then the buddhi asks the intellect and connect it first to the Guru's intellect. Guru ki buddhi mein jod nij buddhi hai sharan yah pyare. Guru ki buddhi mein jod nij buddhi. अपनी बुद्धि को गुरु की बुद्धि में जोड़ के फिर डिसीजन लीजिए. Connect your intellect to your Guru's intellect, then take the decision. Should I be late for satsang? Should I be more disciplined? Alasyam hi manushyanam Sharirastho mahan ripuhu. Laziness is the greatest enemy of the body and, of course, of the mind. Alasyam. Laziness, it overtakes us and we fall from the wagon of discipline. Jagatguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, towards the end of his stay here on earth, and he stayed here for 91 years, as you know, but towards the end, for a few years before that, he got up at midnight, 12:30. He did not get up later than 12:30. Midnight. Not 12:30 p.m., a.m., 12:30 a.m., midnight. He didn't need to do that. There was no sadhana. He didn't have to do sadhana. He was a Siddha Mahapurush. Siddha Mahapurush didn't need to get up so early in the morning, but he did so that we may wake up early too. So many devotees would know, and they would rush to where Maharaji was, to his angan, his courtyard, and he was walking at that time. Then Sri Maharaji saw that devotees were turning up at that time. He was so happy. He started giving messages in the morning, and those became very dear to all of us. And he would say Radhe in such a long Radhe. Radhe. He would go 3 times as long as I've gone. And devotees would say after him, and that was just soul-stirring Radhe. It would just give you goosebumps. He did that so that we may wake up, so that we may not succumb to laziness. He did everything possible so that we may not become lazy, so that we may become punctual and disciplined in life. We become lazy in matters of eating. How much we eat, what kind of food we eat, Maharaji was never lazy about that. He was always careful. If he said, I want so many grams of this food, and he was given twice as much, he would put the rest aside. He didn't look at taste. He didn't succumb to taste. He just looked at his health, and he did whatever was necessary for his health, not only for himself. You know, for a saint, no matter what he eats, it does not harm him. People say, oh, Vivekanandji, we hear that he used to eat chicken. Well, he could eat a horse. It didn't matter, because a saint is not affected by what he eats. And his works are the works of Yoga Maya. It looks like he's eating chicken or whatever, but we should not be judging any saint on account of what he's eating. Oh, he was smoking a cigarette, and you didn't notice everything else? You noticed only this thing? Do you not know that saints don't work the way we would do? Our works are the works of Maya. Saints' works are the works of Yoga Maya. We are supposed to follow rules. The same rules do not apply to saints, but mostly saints do not break those rules. Mostly they set an example for the world. So Sri Maharaji ate very sattvic food all the time, and only home-cooked meals, and meals that were really good for health. We took the prasad, and we should follow in the same way. We should eat the same kind of food. We should get up early. We should go to bed at the right time. All that we do in daily life, it helps or hinders our spiritual progress. And that is the main thing to keep in mind, my spiritual progress. How far have I gotten? How far am I? How near am I to my destination? Am I making progress? Am I at a standstill? Am I standing? Am I not making any progress? We need to think about this, because we do not know when death may come. All we know is it will come one day. We do not know when. So can we play Russian roulette with that, with our life? Just take a chance? Can we do that? Should we do that? No. Saints tell us that we should associate with very few people in the world, have respect for all, but associate with very few, like-minded people. Many young people say, well, you know, my friends drink, I don't. They smoke, I don't. I'm a satsangi. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. But my friends do. Respect those friends from a distance. Don't go near them. Because you see, we are not saints. We have not controlled our mind yet. It takes one little slip, and then regret for a whole lifetime will be there. And I tell you this because I have heard about this. A young man told me that he's trying to quit smoking. And I asked him, where did you pick this nasty habit from? And he said, I was in India, I was studying, I was fine, I never touched cigarettes or smoking, or no smoking, drinking, nothing. And I went to, I won't name the country, I went there, to a foreign country, and then I was working and I was living with some other people, and we didn't have enough money, and they were smoking, and they said, try it, and I said, absolutely not. And then next time somebody said, try it, just ek cigarette se kya hoga? And I said, no. And then one day someone said it, and I was really tense, and I thought, people say that it takes your tensions away. Never mind that it gives you lung cancer and emphysema, but it takes your tensions away. Never mind that it takes your life away, gives you bad health. But, I said, you know what, I'll try it. And then, oh goodness, it didn't take long for me to become addicted. It just takes a little bit of carelessness. That's all it takes. Saubhari Muni was affected by kusang, wrong association. He just saw one scene. He witnessed one scene, and he was gone for years and years. And we say, I'm greater than Saubhari Muni. I'm greater than Ajamil. Ajamil was a great, great devotee of God. And then he witnessed a scene for one moment, and his mind became so distracted from God, he was gone for so many years. Gave up his wife, gave up his children, gave up serving his elderly parents, took up with another woman. She was a woman of ill repute. He didn't care. He did not care. And he did not care for so many years until his old age. Then he came to his senses. We should not dare to think, oh, I'm greater than Ajamil. I'm greater than Saubhari Muni. We are not. We are affected by the company we keep. We are greatly affected by the company we keep. So we need to stop our mind and from doing the wrong thing, and we need to encourage our mind. We need to gain control of our mind. Shri Krishna says in the Bhagavad, Durjaya nam aham manah. Of all things which are difficult to control, I am the mind. Meaning the mind is the most difficult thing to control. But if you control it once, then you are more likely to control it twice, the second time. You'll win. If you just say, let me just not do what my mind tells me to do. Let me do the right thing, not what my mind tells me to do. Let me make a promise and keep that promise. And when you do that, you have gained control over your mind. The mind says, what does it matter? It doesn't matter. I've broken promises before. One more time, who cares? Oh, what damage? There's no damage in it. There's a great damage. Because the mind becomes encouraged. Okay, so my word means nothing. So, everybody knows that. I just make promises. It means nothing. People are annoyed, but what do I care? No, you should care. Because if not for other people, if you don't respect other people, then at least care for yourself. Be selfish enough to care that my mind is being adversely affected every time I break a promise. Every time I say something and don't do it, I am affecting my mind adversely. I'm harming my mind. And we are selfish people. We need to be cleverly selfish. I don't want to damage my mind. I need to control my mind every time we disobey a rule. And that could be a law on the road. You're driving. What do I care? But if the cars ahead of you are slowing down, and you say, oh, the police must be there. Police must be there, so I better slow down. So we are afraid of being caught by the police. We are afraid of getting a ticket from the police. But every time we do that, we are chipping away at the discipline of the mind. We are harming our mind. Nobody's looking. It's a red light, but it's remote road. Let me just go. Every time we do that, and everybody's guilty of that, everyone, then almost everyone, then every time we do that, we are harming the mind. It doesn't matter that nobody's looking. It doesn't matter that nobody's looking. Are we going to be disciplined just to please other people? People are looking, so I better be at my best. But we forget, God is looking. Guru is looking, so I'd better behave. Because I want my Guru's grace. I want Bhagwan's grace, so I'd better behave myself. I'm not scolding, I'm just saying that we really need to be careful and we really need to challenge our mind. Our mind gains victory a lot of times. And if we can learn this at the age where we are at, and if you are very young and you're listening to this, listen carefully, because you are very young and it's very easy to mold the mind at a young age. Very easy to mold the mind at a young age. But if you wait, then it's going to get tougher. You know, when a potter, at the potter's wheel, potter is making, let's say, a pot made of, clay pot, or a flower pot. The clay is very soft. So now the potter has made a mistake, let's say. The potter can correct the mistake because the clay is very soft. Once the clay hardens, the potter is not able to change the shape. Then if there is a mistake that has been made, that mistake will remain. It will remain. He cannot correct it. But if the clay is soft, then it's okay. Then he can correct it. In the same way, if the older we get, the harder it is for us to accept what somebody else is saying. And especially if someone is younger than us, it's very difficult to accept what another is saying. Age comes in, gender comes in, we have all sorts of thoughts. But if we are young, then it's easier for us to understand and to accept. There are so many people who listen to the philosophy of divine love, Sri Maharaji's philosophy, and they say, oh, his lectures are amazing, never heard anybody like him. So you think they're amazing? Yes, absolutely amazing. After every sentence, she is saying, oh, kamal hai, kamal hai, kamal hai, balihar, balihar. We say this. It's amazing. Oh my goodness, what knowledge, formidable knowledge. But did you accept it? No. But I'm really good at clapping and really good at listening and saying, wow, great lecture. I will clap really hard. And I will say, wow, I have listened to his lectures like nobody's listened to his lectures. What about disciplining the mind and saying, hey, let's follow it. Follow it in daily life. Nope, cannot. Why? Don't know how to control the mind. Don't know how to control it. Will not do it. Cannot do it, will not do it. So, if you're very young, it's going to be easier for you to do this, very easy for you to do this. If you're a little older, a little tougher, not impossible. Whatever age we're at, it's great to acquire more discipline in life. And we can start right from when we come to the temple. I request you, with folded hands, let's start. If we are doing it, that's great. If you're not, let's start. Please start. We eat in the dining hall, and after everyone leaves, it's a sight to behold, and I don't mean a wonderful sight. If we could be just disciplined enough to push our chairs in and just find out, is there a rag over here? And there's a cleaning room there. If I could just request you to clean, if I could request everyone to just clean up over there. It would be wonderful. We have helpers over here who help. We have volunteers. We have a couple of people we pay to get the work done, but they're amazing. They're our helpers. They're not our servants. They are our helpers. They help us greatly. And most people are just volunteers. Somehow we have brought with us the thinking from back home that only servants clean. I'm sorry, but I will say this. We have brought over the thinking from India that only servants clean. It's menial labor, I will not touch it. You know what my guru used to say? Shri Maharaj Ji, he used to say, clean the gutters in Mangar. नालियों को साफ करो. तुम कहते हो इतनी गंदगी है नालियों में, तुम्हारे शरीर के अंदर इससे भी बहुत ज़्यादा गंदगी है. He would say, clean the gutters. Neech tahal bali jai. God himself, Shri Krishna himself did menial labor. He said to the Pandavas, I am willing to accept the honor you are giving me in your Rajsuya Yajna, but my condition is that you will allow me, and me alone, to pick up the pattal, the leaves from which the Brahmins have eaten. Shri Krishna did that. Are we greater than Shri Krishna? We should ask ourselves, are we greater than Shri Krishna? We are not. There is no shame in picking up after ourselves. It's a wonderful thing to do. If everybody could do it, and our helpers wouldn't have to work day and night over here. They really work hard. And we should be compassionate. We should be compassionate. And I will tell you that it's a wonderful thing to do for ourselves, for our own mind. That, I will get into the habit of pushing my chair in, picking up, looking at what I'm leaving behind. Sometimes it's personal Kleenexes that, that are on the floor. And, someone else would be hesitant to touch that. And so that should be removed, and a rag should be taken, and it would be a wonderful thing, wonderful thing. We have at least 1,000 people who have indicated on paper that they would like to volunteer. Very few, maybe 20, 25 of them have ever shown up. But 1,000 people have said, yes, I want to volunteer. And they were called, they were sent emails. Oh, I'm busy. So what happens is that we get into the habit of making false promises. So what does it matter? I'm telling people fibs all day long. What does it matter? Somehow it is in our DNA, perhaps. I don't know. I think about it, that we don't like to say no. I have always said to people, please say no when you mean no. Don't think that it's polite to say yes to me. It's more rude to say yes and not to do it later. But somehow it's in our DNA that I will not say no to you, but I will also not do it. What kind of politeness is that? I don't understand. Just say, I cannot do it, I'm sorry. But again, I'm not talking to just you. I'm almost just letting you know what's on my mind, what I see, because we're trying to teach the children. Okay, now the next generation, children, when they're taught to stand up when the teacher comes in, they're taught to stop talking when the teacher comes in, they're taught to be quiet in the classroom when the Hinduism class, religion class is being taught, in hopes that they will change things in the future, in hopes that every temple will be a quiet temple. In the prayer hall, everyone will be quiet in the future, not only in Yugal Kunj, and not only in Yugal Kunj when no one else is looking, and other than that, it becomes a playground, but in the hopes that every temple, every Hindu temple in the world becomes quiet, and it's not that Panditji is doing a katha and everybody's talking. No, or the pravachan is going on, but what do I care? I will talk to my friends. So in hopes that future generations may be more disciplined, we're teaching the kids over here. But the kids learn from parents, they learn from adults. So every adult who comes in should be very careful about following the discipline that's been set up. And I will just remind you of the disciplines. One is to be absolutely quiet in here. And even if you wish to have a conversation with me, I'll talk to you out there. Beyond these doors, I will not talk to you over here. Thank you for understanding. And also, shoes should be on the shoe rack, not outside the shoe rack. I know it's a minor inconvenience. You have to pick them up, maybe put them on the higher shelf, but you can wash your hands. Every arrangement has been made over there. And if you could please not waste the food, that would be great. And also, if you could just pick up after yourselves and just stack the plates and so on. If you could discard the garbage if there is any, and then stack the plates and the cups and the bowls, so there's less garbage space that is created. So it will take less space in the garbage once it goes into the garbage. And these are some of the rules. And the internal rule I always tell you about is when you come in here, do Roop Dhyan. We should all be doing Roop Dhyan. We should not be talking. So what should we do? We should meditate on God lovingly. So if everyone follows the rules, then people will say, just like I say now, be quiet like people are in the church. People will be saying, be quiet like people are in a temple. You know how you go to the Hindu temple and everybody's quiet? Be quiet like that. It would be great. But at least people should say, be quiet like people are in Yugal Kunj. I hear so many wonderful feedbacks, and I'm always open to positive and negative feedback. But so many people say, it's so wonderful to sit here in the temple and to meditate. It's a very wonderful vibe, very wonderful vibrations. And those are created because you, all of you, are following the discipline. That's why. And so people say, Yugal Kunj is very clean. And that is because you care to keep it clean. Because you are the volunteers, you're the ones who love Yugal Kunj, you are the ones who are doing something or the other to help out. So I thank you for that. People say, Yugal Kunj is beautiful and it's fragrant and it's clean. And I have all of you to thank for that. When I was saying be disciplined, I was saying you. Now I'm praising you. I'm saying you because this lecture it's not limited to just these people who are here, not just to you. It's being video recorded and other people will watch it. So I'm talking to you, not just all of you who are here, but all of you who are not here, who will be watching later on. One of the rules, another rules that people find out about very quickly is to keep their phones on silent mode over here and not to use their phones in the prayer hall, because we are here for one purpose, not for two purposes, just for one purpose. We leave behind our worldliness and we come here to become more spiritual. And so these are some of the rules. I'm sure I'm forgetting some others, but these are some of the main rules, punctuality, and cleanliness, and just helping out and putting things where they belong. We are starting a Montessori school very soon, and it's very, very exciting that I believe in the Montessori system, and that is to teach children, hands-on teaching, hands-on instruction. Let them touch things. Let them put their things in their place. The children are responsible for putting back things where they found them. Children take responsibility, and so this philosophy fits right into Yugal Kunj, and so I'm very excited about that. Please spread the word, and so that we can have a nice place for people to come here and worship. But on a bigger scale, we need discipline in our lives, and we need to work on it. We need to work on it every single day. It's not just once a week on a Sunday, but every single day. How am I living my life? What time am I sleeping? What time am I getting up? What am I eating? Who am I talking to? Who am I associating with? And what am I putting into my mind? All that has to be considered for the greater good, and on a more selfish note, for my own good. Because I am a seeker, I am a sadhak, and I'm on the spiritual path. It is not enough for me, it's not sufficient for me to listen to teachings and to do devotion once a week. I must do it every day of the week. I must keep God in mind. I must keep spiritual principles in mind. I must abide by them, because I have a mission in life, and I must continually work towards fulfilling that mission. बोलिए वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे।